Well, hey there, folks. It's me. It's Bubba T coming back at you. Look here. Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time you're tuning in. I sure appreciate it. Today we're tackling American news. But don't worry, we've sanitized it with a whole lot of humor. So grab your popcorn, kick back, and let's dive headfirst into the bizarre world of news in these United States. This is the Bubba T Show. Let's go. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate the support. I love you to death. Please like, share, and follow if you love the old Bubba T Show. It'll really help me out. I can't express enough how much it means to me, all the support. Before I get into the topic for tonight, just to share a little bit of the Bubba T life. I've got my studio wired and ready for electricity. All I've got to do now is get it hooked up and we'll be in business. I am actually sitting in the studio as we speak. This will be the first show that I've recorded inside the new studio. So I'm pretty excited. Although I've got extension cords running everything at the moment, but it feels good to be in my own space, you know. But after I get the electricity finished and ready, then I'll be working on the walls, the insulation, the soundproofing, and all that good stuff. So it's coming together. It's coming together a little bit at a time. The Nothing Fancy studio will be up and running ASAP. All right. So tonight, let's get into it, shall we? America. Our politicians have officially become reality TV stars. We've got senators tweeting more nonsense than a teenager after a breakup. Congressmen getting caught doing everything except their jobs. And a president who, in my opinion, is doing pretty good. Not too bad. I mean, there is some bad things that he's in the middle of that I don't really know what the outcome will be. But I'll just have to get into that wait and see mentality. I mean, political debates used to be dignified. Now they're just WWE matches without the spandex, thank God. And have you seen congressional hearings lately? It's like watching toddlers fight over a juice box, except less mature. Let's shift gears and talk about everyone's favorite reality show, Florida. The place where man fights alligator with pool noodle. Isn't news, it's just a typical Tuesday. Headline from last week, Florida man arrested for attempting to ride manatee. Folks, you can't make this stuff up. What's next in Florida? Man marries palm tree? Well, at least she won't leave him, right? And speaking of strange headlines, folks, if your state is known more for bath salts than beaches, it might be time to reassess some life choices. In tech news, where Elon Musk has officially renamed Twitter to X because why use a recognizable brand when you can confuse everyone instead? What's next, Elon? Renaming Tesla to Z, SpaceX to Y, and your kids to algebra equations? Meanwhile, Apple released another iPhone. What's new? Absolutely nothing. But it costs more. Apple's like that friend who promises they're changing but shows up with the same baggage and a new haircut. And let's not forget Facebook. Excuse me, Meta. They've now got virtual reality where you can pay real money for fake real estate. What's next? Charging us real rent for our imaginary houses? Now let's look at some laws that are still somehow on the books. In Alabama, it's illegal to wear a fake mustache to church if it causes laughter. Well, there goes my Sunday best. In Indiana, it's illegal to catch a fish with your bare hands. You can wrestle your cousin, but not a bass. Priorities, folks. Priorities. And don't even get me started on the good old Kentucky. where you can't walk around with an ice cream cone in your pocket. Who ruined that one for everyone? Celebrity news. Don't we love celebrities? We've got Hollywood actors giving us political advice again, because nothing screams I'm relatable like a millionaire lecturing you from a private yacht. Thanks. But the last time I checked, you don't pump your own gas. And let's not forget reality TV stars who are famous for being famous. It's like winning the lottery just for breathing air. Congratulations, you exist. Here's $1 million. Meanwhile, Kanye West keeps reminding us he's not a politician, but acting exactly like one. Weather in America, where you can experience all 4 seasons in a single afternoon. Texas has snow, then hail, then a heat wave, all in one day. Texans were seen wearing shorts, winter jackets, flip-flops, and a cowboy boot, with one flip-flop. At the same time, fashion police were baffled. And let's talk hurricanes. We give them names like they're newborn babies. Sweet little Irma, adorable Harvey. Folks, these storms aren't your grandkids. They're more like your angry ex. Social media update. TikTok trends are officially getting weirder. First, we had dances, then we had challenges. Now people are eating laundry detergent. Look, y'all, if Tide Pods were food, they'd be on the grocery aisle, not next to fabric softeners. Instagram is no better. Everyone looks like they're living their best life until you realize their perfect sunset vacation photo was actually taken in front of a green screen at Walmart. Stay classy, America. And Twitter, or should I say X, is basically the digital equivalent of a family Thanksgiving. Everyone's yelling, no one's listening. And somehow your uncle's opinions still dominate the conversation. Let's move on to sports. Did you see the latest baseball rules? Now they're timing pitchers and batters, trying to make the game shorter. Folks, baseball is supposed to be slow. If I wanted a fast-paced game, I'd watch NASCAR, not the Yankees. Speaking of NASCAR, only in America do we watch people drive in circles for hours and love it. It's like rush hour traffic, except with trophies at the end. And now health trends. America's favorite obsession. We've gone from keto to intermittent fasting to celery juice cleanses. What's next? Air diets? Just breathe deeply. That fresh oxygen will fill you up. And people wonder why aliens won't talk to us. Gyms now have everything from goat yoga to virtual cycling classes. Folks, if I'm paying money to cycle virtually through Paris, I better virtually burn real calories. And virtually eat a baguette afterwards. Folks, I know the news can seem like one big circus, but here at the Bubba T Show, we're laughing together through it all. Remember, it's good to stay informed, but even better to keep your sense of humor intact. Now, a lot of this is old news, but it's just ridiculous to keep on repeating. Hollywood is a whole nother world. Politicians in the political world. Political world is a whole separate world from the middle class. And they talk to us like they know us. They talk to us like they know exactly what we need. It's quite entertaining for a politician to get up there and speak on what us middle-class Americans need to make it in life. And maybe back in the day before they were politicians, they might have lived check to check. They might have had to rob Peter to pay Paul. I don't know. But they certainly haven't done that since they've been in office. Maybe they remember. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're just blowing smoke. I don't know. But to be honest, they need to shut their mouths. Because it's not cute, right? It's not cute. President Trump, I believe he understands middle class more than, your run-of-the-mill politician. But still, he has no idea what it means to live check to check. So it may not be blowing smoke, but he's blowing the wrong thing, if you get what I'm talking about. So, news in the world today is almost like watching a comedy show. Some of these headlines are just, you look at them and you just can't believe what you're reading. But you know what? It keeps us on our toes. It keeps the sane people wanting to be better. So I applaud them. But another heartfelt topic I'd like to get into, a little bit more serious, is something that's happening in the world, that's been happening in the world for quite some time, that I think needs to be better. Needs to be much better. We're diving into something serious. So keep a listen. We're talking about adoption, foster care, and why in the world it's so damn complicated and expensive to give a child a loving home. Now sit back, relax, grab a sweet tea, and let's talk about it. Folks, let's start by asking ourselves one big question. Why is adopting a child in America so complicated? Did you know the adoption process can take up to 2 or even 3 years? That's longer than it takes to pay off a pickup truck, and probably twice as expensive. I mean, seriously, it's like the government wants you to be able to jump through hoops backwards, blindfolded, while juggling bowling balls, just to prove you're fit to be a parent. Now let's get real for a second. Adoption in America can cost anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000. That ain't pocket change, folks. We're talking about hard-working middle-class families who have so much love to give but find themselves financially strapped before they even begin. Think about it. Background checks, home studies, attorney fees, agency costs, and even travel expenses if the child lives out of state. But why should love come with such a hefty price tag? It's time we call attention to this issue and push for reform. Now let's pivot a bit and talk about foster care. Did you know there's around 400,000 kids in foster care in America right now? Probably even more than that. And unfortunately, many are shuffled from home to home because of inadequate screenings for foster parents. We're hearing too many stories of foster homes where children aren't getting the care, attention, and love they deserve. It's not acceptable, America. It's not. We owe our children better than this. Here's a crazy thought. Let's invest in better screening processes. Foster parents should undergo thorough psychological evaluations, ongoing training, and regular check-ins. We must weed out the bad apples. Uplift the good folks stepping up to make a difference. A stronger vetting process means fewer children fall through the cracks, fewer cases of abuse, and a greater chance of stability and success for these kids. We can't just cross our fingers and hope for the best. We've got to be proactive. So what do we do about all this? Here's my take. Let's simplify the adoption process, reduce costs dramatically by eliminating unnecessary red tape, and introduce subsidies or financial assistance programs to make adoption accessible for everyone, not just the wealthy. And for foster care, mandatory training, rigorous screenings, and continuous oversight. We've got to treat these positions as seriously as we treat jobs like teaching, nursing, or law enforcement. Foster parents play one of the most critical roles in society, raising our next generation. Now, listeners, it's your turn. Write your local representatives, advocate for these reforms, support families looking to adopt, and volunteer with foster care organizations. Every single one of us can help make a difference. It's just that simple. Because whenever the wealthy is the only ones that can do it, their minds are not always in the right place. A lot of your wealthy folk They lead a life where they serve the dollar. And they're not always the best choice. And I'm not docking all wealthy people. There's some that, care and give a damn about others. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that it should not be this difficult for children to find good homes. For children that needs love, attention, a stable place to live. It shouldn't be so difficult for them to find it. And it shouldn't be so difficult for Americans to give it to a child. Come on, leaders. Help us out on this. It needs to be better. Much better than what it is. But as for tonight, that's my topics. We go from crazy ass America, where you can pull up Google, type in news around the country, and you get a bunch of ridiculous headlines. And that's what makes the news, folks. Where adoption and foster care does not. That's what's entertaining, folks. It's the stupid comedy, which is fine. But we need to leave a place open for the seriousness that's going on in this country. Not only recession, not only wars, not only who's going to win what. These are real problems in the country. And it really shouldn't be this difficult. So I ask you, if you care about things like this, please do what you can. Research it, see what you need to do on your end, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Remember, life is a gift. Let's make sure every child feels that gift too. And that's really the main thing here. Kids deserve love and attention. So, until next time, this is Bubba T reminding y'all, if life gives you headlines, turn them into punchlines. And if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And if you see a child in need, help them out. I love you to death. This is Bubba T signing off. Till next time, have a wonderful day.